guys, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing fantastic. I am back today. And before we get started, I just need to apologize for the very lengthy break that I took. It was very unintentional. I was sick for a little while and then I just didn't know what to film. So I gathered some things together and here we are. I have another video coming this week as well. So today we are doing something a little different than what I've done in the past. We are going to review a couple of products from Tarte's holiday collection. And I have them here. One is this very beautiful blush palette. So this is the outer packaging. It's very gemstone-y. I believe that's even what it's called. It's like the gemstone blush palette. And inside you will find 5 different blushes as well as a bronzer. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This is the bronzer. It's their Park Avenue Princess bronzer. So if you've used that, that's what this is. And then these are all blushes. So they have pinks, there's some neutrals, and these are not blushes from their normal line. These are new blushes. So they're very beautiful. It looks like they're all matte except for one has some glitter in it, it looks like. And then their the bronzer is a matte bronzer. So we have that to play with today, which is why I'm not wearing any blush or bronzer right now. And then the reason why I have 2 different eyeshadows on right now, I actually do kind of lie a little bit in this video. When I was putting this look together, at the end I said that I was going to take this off and then do something else and come in with, you know, like a 5th look basically. But I chose not to because this video is already going to be very, 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 very long and I didn't want to waste any time with a 5th look. So I decided to just kind of keep it looking crazy. So the main star of the video today is this situation. I was very excited when I saw this. So this is 2 brand new eyeshadow palettes from Tarte for their holiday. They come packaged together in this box, which is fantastic. So you pay one price and you get 2 palettes. So you're basically getting one for free. And what I love about it is I kind of like ripped into this box a little bit. But what you can do with it, which is so fantastic, is you can either like just gift it to one person or you can break the palettes up and you have 2 gifts. So if you do want to gift it to one person, they're so cute. They put like a little to from on the back of the box, which is super cool. So when you open it up, the palettes are nicely together in this plasticky packaging. And there is a warm tone palette and a cool toned eyeshadow palette. And you just pop them out. So the cool toned eyeshadow palette, which is what we're going to use first in this video, has some neutrals and it has some silvers and some blues in there. So this is the full look of the palette. This is the cooler toned one. There's purple here. There's this navy shimmer. There's this really pretty matte green, which I haven't used this yet, but that's very pretty. So this is a look on the cooler tone side. And then the warmer toned one, which is what we've used here for this today, are more of your rose golds, your golds, like this very pretty metallic gold here. It's very beautiful. And I hope I'm not blinding you guys because these palettes are very reflective. But there's such pretty shades in here. There's actually the one that we have on the eyelid over here. I was curious about how it would work as a highlighter. So since I have some face makeup on, let's find out. Oh yeah. I already had like a cream highlighter on, but that's very pretty. So there you go. Some of the shadows could even probably double as a highlighter in here. So we're going to do 2 looks with each of these palettes. So there's 4 looks out of here combined. But before we do all that, let's add some blush and bronzer, because I feel like I'm not put together. And I can't find my bronzer brush that I brought over. So we're going to use this as a bronzer brush. And we're just going to add a little color. Because I don't know about you guys, but it's cold where I am. The sun has been missing. And I'm very pale. I'm very cold. I'm very pale. I am not built for Michigan winters. Alright, and then we're just going to add a little blush. I'm going to use the shade Polished. It's this like peachy neutral. Just to kind of keep things simple. But this is the Amazonian Clay blush formula. So if you have any of the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes, you're already aware of how it works. These are just completely different shades. They didn't take any of the individual blushes and put them into this palette. I mean, they may have just renamed them. Just from the names alone, I don't think that's what they did. So there we go. We have a little blush and bronzer on now. And then I wanted to go with a red lip because it's the holiday season and I am very into red lips. So I used my ColourPop lip pencil in the shade Full Speed. And then I put on the Give Beauty Gwen Stefani. The, what is this? The Anaheim Shine Original Recipe shade is my red lip today. So I will see you guys in the 2 looks, or I should say 4 looks that we're going to do. And then I will be back with my final thoughts on these palettes. Alright, hey guys, so we are going to do looks 1 and 2 with the cooler toned Tarte palette that I have from their holiday collection. So we're going to do 1 on each eye basically. So we're going to start with our fluffy crease brush, and we're going to start with the shade Charm. It's a very matte, light beige, and we're going to use that as our transition shade. So I'm going to do something a little smokier on one eye and something a little bit more neutral on the other. Just make sure that's in there. And then using the same brush, we're going to go into the shade, let's go with Deco, which is actually right next to it in the palette, next to the first shade we used. It's right here. It's a light matte brown. And we're going to use that as our crease shade. And it looks like it's not really coming off darker on the skin than it does on the palette, which I love that. I hate when you think something's lighter than it is. And then we just need to darken up our crease. That's all oh, that blends beautifully. I did prep my eyelids today with some concealer and some loose setting powder. I couldn't find my normal eye primer, so this is what we're doing. And then we're gonna darken up the crease with a pencil brush, and we're gonna use a mixture of, actually, nope, no mixtures, I lied. We're gonna use this darker, it's kind of like a matte navy, it's right here, and it is called Luxury. So we're going to use that. Here, because there's a silver shade that I want to use. So we're just going to focus that here, and then bring it in whatever's left on the brush into the crease. We want to keep the focus on the outer V, but I am gonna brighten up this color a little bit because it's very pretty. So I just tapped my brush back into the same shade, and now I just want to stamp it. It's very beautiful. Ooh, smoky. Now I don't have any like face makeup on right now, so I will do my lower lash line since I'm just gonna wipe this off anyway. This shade is so beautiful. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this brush that I have from Huda Beauty, and it's a dual-ended brush. So there's like a little sponge applicator on one end. Make my camera focus on it. There we go. So it's a spongy applicator on one end, and then more of like a rubbery sole on the other end. I use the little applicator part, the sponge, for my eyelids. It almost kind of mimics using your fingertip. So we're gonna go into the shade Chrome. It's a very metallic silver. Up here, it's in the very first row, and I'm gonna try it on this, and if I'm not getting what I want out of it, then I'll just switch to my fingertip. I'm gonna just spread that on. Ooh, I'm kind of getting what I wanted out of it. But I will probably still just go in with my finger. It's very sparkly too. It's a very good holiday color. Ooh, there we go. Kind of monochromatic. And then I'm just gonna, since I don't have my face makeup done, I'm just gonna take a little wipe that I have and just gonna clean up my lower lash line. Because there was some fallout from that. And then I'm just gonna go back into that matte navy shade that we have in the crease here. And I'm gonna add a little bit more color. There we go. And then just kind of blend it out with the very first crease shade that we did with our fluffy brush. Alright, there's still some sparkles on my face, but that's okay. So here's the first one. And then I'm just going to take my little smudgy brush and then just work backwards per usual. Ooh, this is a very nice smoky look. If you wanted to add some liner to it as well, there is a matte black shade in the palette on the very bottom called Noir that you could use to add a little eyeliner. And then I need my other little brush. Here it is. My little smudgy brush, and we're just gonna use the 2 transition shades that we used to blend it out. Wow, that worked very well. And then I'm just gonna put a little mascara on. I just have this ColourPop one, the BFF mascara in black. So we're going to add a little mascara as soon as I can find my eyelash curler. There it is. Found it. Okay. So we're just going to add a little mascara to it, and then we're going to start working on the other eye, which I'll do something neutral with a couple of the other shades. Okay, so just gonna add some mascara. Alright, so there is the first look with the Cool Tone palette. And now let's start on the other eye. So I'm going to use the same brushes that I just used, but I'm cleaning all of them off with my little switch thing that I have here so that there's no color transfers. Alright, so they're clean. So we're going to start with our fluffy brush, and we're going to use the shade Charm again as our transition shade. In this palette, it is the best transition shade for my skin tone. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get that all in there. And then using the same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Big City again. Or not again, but I'm going to go into the shade Big City. I was going to use this the last time and chose not to. So it's a brown, a deeper brown. And we're just going to, ooh, pigmented. Alright, we gotta blend her out. She's very pigmented. Alright, if you have this palette or are thinking about getting it, definitely go in with a lighter hand than I did. Otherwise, you're going to have this mess. But it blends out really nicely, actually. Alright. And then with our pencil brush, we're going to deepen that up with this darker matte brown. It's called Industrial. Whoops. It's coming off kind of purple on the camera, but doesn't really look that purple in person. So we're going to grab that on our pencil brush and then do what we did on the other side. We're going to focus it mostly on the outer V. I'm going to stamp it on, but we're also going to drag it into the crease. This is another one of those trust the process colors. And then I might just use my finger for the lid shade. And just blend it all out with my crease brush. And then for the lid, I'm going to use the shade Ritzy. It's a very champagne metallic shade here. It looks like it would go great There we go. And then just clean up that crease a little bit. And then I have less fallout from this shade than I did the first one. So we're gonna clean it up just a smidge. Fallout doesn't bother me. I always do my eye makeup before my face makeup anyway, whether I'm filming or doing makeup for real life, so it never bothers me. But if you are a face makeup before eye makeup type of person, you might need to clean it up a little bit, however best you can. Or you could put like some eye shields down or something. Alright, so let's do our lower lash line. Just breezing right through these. Alright, and we just need to add our mascara on this eye. And then we can get started with the other palette. Alright, so here you guys go. Here's two looks with the cool tone palette. Kind of like a day versus night kind of situation. So I really liked this one. This one worked out very well. If you love cooler tones, you are going to absolutely love it. So I am going to take this all off, and then we are going to come back with the warmer tone palette. Alright guys, I am back with the warmer toned eyeshadow palette. We're going to do the same thing that we did on the other eye, oh, the other palette, sorry. We're going to do one look on each eye. And this time I added a little bit of concealer under my eyes. My dark circles were very distracting to me in the last one, so hopefully they weren't too distracting to you guys. I'm still not wearing foundation or anything. As you can tell, my cheeks are all red. It's what I look like normally. So we are going to, I forgot to clean off my brushes again, so let's do that really quick. Let's get that all rubbed off. Now this one is my favorite of the two. I always kind of considered myself more of a cooler tone lover at one point, but lately I have been obsessed with warmer tones. I think it's because with the warmer tones you can make more of a rose gold look, and I'm super obsessed with rose gold. So we are going to use our fluffy crease brush, and we're going to start with this shade called Adorn. It's a matte champagne-y color, and it's very light. It's almost a white, and for me it works very well as a transition. So that is what we are going to do. Gonna transition this. And then we're gonna use the shade next to it. It's called Dame. It's a matte light brown. And that's gonna be our crease shade. There we go. Okay, and then using our pencil brush, we are going to go into the shade Frills. This one I'll show you guys. It's right here on the bottom. And we are going to just layer it on. Like so. Ooh, these shadows are so great, you guys. Ooh, I love it. Wow, okay. That looks so nice. Okay, and then I'm just going to use my finger, and we're going to go into the shade Elegant. It's a matte champagne down here on the bottom. And we're going to do this. Ooh, very, very pigmented. That's like a pearl color, actually. Ooh, you know, I wonder if you're fair-skinned, if this would be a really nice highlighter. Might have to try that out later. It's very pearlized. And then just clean up the crease like I like to do. Wow, that's beautiful, you guys. I don't even think the camera's fully picking up just how beautiful that lid shade actually is. Wow. Wow, okay. So for the lower lash line, same shadows like normal. Alright guys, sorry about that. My memory card had to be formatted in the middle of this eyeshadow look. So I was just blending out the lower lash line. And then we just need to add the mascara. Alright. There we go. So there's a very neutral look using the warm tone palette. And get back in my chair here. Okay. So now we're going to do something a little bit rosier on the other eye. So while I was formatting my cards, or my card I should say, I don't have 1,000 of them, I did clean off my brushes. So we're going to use the shade Adorn again as our transition. If you are similar in skin tone to me, this is a great transition shade. And then we're going to use the shade Roaring on the top here. This look that we're doing is actually my favorite with this palette. I've done it a few times in non-filming life. And I actually wore it the other day to my niece's birthday party. We are gonna do that. I mean, you guys can just see how buttery and blendable these shadows are. They're so fantastic. Alright, with our pencil brush, we're gonna go into the shade next to it called Jazz. And it is a darker matte, kind of between a burgundy and a kind of like a purple almost. So we're just gonna tap this in as we darken it up. There we go. And then this shade on the top, it's kind of like a metallic rose gold. It's called Bright Lights. That's what we're going to use on our lid. It's so pretty. I absolutely love this. Sorry. There we go. And then we don't really need to clean up in the crease with this shadow, but we're going to anyway. Just because I like to keep things consistent. All right. And then let's just do the lower lash line really quickly. This video is going to be so long, you guys. I'm so sorry. All right. Our lower lash line. All right. And then just add our mascara. There we go. All right, so what do you guys think of these? This one's my favorite. I've done it several times. This is becoming a new favorite though. It's very nice and neutral. Really cool if you want to like wear a bolder lipstick, go with a more neutral eye. This is pretty if you are obsessed with rosy tones, like I am. All right, so next I am going to wipe this off. I'm going to do something else with these palettes, and I will be back for my final thoughts on the palettes. All right, hey guys, I am back with my final thoughts. So starting with the blush palette, these are the same formula that you know and love from the Tarte brand. They blend beautifully. They'll stay on for hours on end. The bronzer is fantastic. I don't know why there's only one bronzer. I don't know. I don't know how it's really going to work with darker skin tones. If you have a darker skin tone and you use this, let me know, because I don't know. But for me, it's fine, which concerns me about people with deeper skin tones. But other than that, I really do like this palette. I think it's great if, you know, you are able to use all of the shades in there. If you're not, then obviously it's not going to be worth your money. The two eyeshadow palettes, on the other hand, these are, I didn't say it in the opening part, but these are the Amazonian Clay eyeshadows. So if you have any of the other eyeshadow palettes, like the Tartelette in Bloom or the Tartelette Juicy, I think is the other, like the purpley one that they have. If it's the same formula of eyeshadows, they're just different shades. So these are great. I love them both. I get a lot of use out of both of them actually. So for gift giving, I think they're fantastic. Like I said at the beginning, if you wanted to give them to one person, you could do that, or you could break them up and you have, you know, a gift for two people. Maybe you have a friend or a family member who is really into warm tones, but maybe not so much into cool tones. You could easily break them up, or you could give them both of them and, you know, maybe get them out of their comfort zone a little bit with the palette that they typically wouldn't use. So The formula on these are fantastic. You guys saw in the video how well they blend. And I think they're just a really great gift idea. And if you've never shopped Tarte for beauty holiday gifts, you definitely should, because they generally knock it out of the park. And I love how they have break apart gifts, which is very fun. So in the past, I have picked up a couple sets of some eyeshadows and some blushes and some lips, and I've put together little gifts for my girlfriends, which is so fun. So, you know, that's something you could do too. So let me know down below if you guys are picking these up. I know you can get them on Tarte's website. I've seen that they're limited edition, so once they sell out, they're gonna be gone. So hopefully if you guys are interested, you can get your hands on them before they're gone. I've also seen them at Ulta. So, and that's where I got mine from. I got mine from Ulta. So let me know if you guys are picking these up, if you're going to keep them, if you're going to gift them. If you're gifting them, let me know if you're going to just give them to one person or if you're going to break them up and maybe, you know, add in some lip balms or maybe some lipsticks or, you know, something else. So let me know. So I will see you guys later. Bye.